Good afternoon. My name is David Harvey. I'm with Pool Professionals, a commercial pool management company here in North Carolina. I'm here to make you smarter in 5 minutes with regard to variable speed pumps. First off and foremost, most everybody as at one time or still does have a single speed pump and motor that operates their facility. And with these pumps, when this motor is on, it runs full speed, 3,450 RPM, 24/7. And when it turns off, it's off. But when it's on, it's using the maximum amount of power to run this entire pump. This electric motor is running at that speed at all times. In July of 2021, the Department of Energy came out with new regulations on these pumps, and they are phasing out single speed pumps, such as this one here. For that reason, when you have a motor repair, whether it's the electric motor on the end or parts or pieces in the pump itself, which is what we call the wet end, we take into account now that it may be in your best interest to go ahead and change out the entire pump to a variable speed pump to meet the current Department of Energy regulations. Because when we're replacing parts on this, whether it's a diffuser, an impeller, a lid, or just replacing the motor itself, if it's still available, we're looking at an electrician fee, our technician fees, and a permitting fee just to get things running the way they were. Whereas if we were to replace the whole unit with a variable speed pump, we're probably going to save the community or the club at least 50% of what they were spending before in electricity, because this pump can run at half the speed or a third of the speed, particularly in the off season when nobody's at the facility using the pool. And in season, when we are operating, we can adjust it so that the speed matches the exact flow rate that we need to get the correct turnover for your pool, so that's a 6-hour turnover rate, which is the turnover rate for public pools. So a lot of cases, these variable speed pumps, if we change out the entire unit, will pay for themselves over a period of a couple of years. And that's why it makes sense for communities to go ahead and make this kind of change versus just repairing their existing pump part by part by part. Are there any questions?
Can I still get a single speed motor?
In some cases, yes, you can. There are a lot of, some distributors stocked up on them before the manufacturer stopped making them, and they're available. We typically are not going to make that recommendation to replace it, because again, we've got to buy an old motor or we're going to be putting a brand new motor on an old pump with old parts. So we still are vulnerable to those failing at some point or sooner, rather than putting a whole new pump and motor in it, a variable speed motor in at one time, where you've got one electrician fee, one installation fee from our people, and one permitting fee. But in some cases, this is what the client wants to stick with, and if that's the case, we're happy to do it. But there really is a good case to consider variable speed pumps for the long term for your facility, because it's a no-brainer. It's a win for the community as far as electrical savings, and you're getting all new parts and pieces of equipment.
Is there, and you'd also probably then get a warranty on a newer pump as well.
That's correct. That's an excellent point. I hadn't thought about that. Yes, any of the new pumps are warranted for at least 1 year, and in some cases up to 3 years. So depending on the manufacturer, you're going to get a warranty with that. Whereas if we just replace out a motor, your motor may be warranted for 1 year, but everything on the pump side of it's not. And these variable speed pumps, they're designed so that they can produce more flow with lower energy expense.
And you mentioned the cost savings. Is there a way to factor that?
There is a way to calculate it. Any of the manufacturers that we deal with, there's a calculator, and their commercial technical teams will also help us do that, so we can produce a proposal for your club to show you exactly what the savings would be based on the area that you live and your energy cost. So in 5 minutes, that's why we take the extra time to recommend a variable speed pump, sometimes over just a motor replacement, because we need you and the community to have the full picture of what's available to you and make sure that you understand that this option is probably in your best interest for the long term. I'm David Harvey with Pool Professionals. Let's have a great summer. Thank you.